Have you guys ever heard the saying that keeping your house clean when you have children is like trying to brush your teeth while chewing Oreos? I'm not a really big fan of that saying, nor do I agree with it, but I do think we could switch it around and make it way more applicable. I think that trying to declutter your home while not living life on a budget is kind of like trying to brush your teeth while eating Oreos. Hi guys, and welcome back. My name is Caitlin if you are new around here, and this is the Simply Organized Home, where we talk about all things simple living, decluttering, budgeting, and homemaking. If that sounds like something that you're interested in, please hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to like this video for more videos just like this coming up in the future. So, like I said just a little bit ago, we're going to talk today about the concept of budgeting and decluttering our homes and kind of how they go hand in hand. And we can't do one without the other and vice versa because they are just so interconnected and they really can make a big difference in our homes and our budgets and all around. You'll just see these huge changes start to happen when you can kind of get both of these things going, and it's really simple, you guys. I promise it's not as overwhelming as it sounds. So picture this with me. You spend several weeks, maybe several months decluttering your home. You put in so much effort and so much time, and you're really proud of where you are able to get to, and you're proud with how your home looks. And then 6 months goes by, a year goes by, and you look around your home and you're frustrated again because you just see all of the clutter that has built back up over the last 6 months or a year. And the reason that happens is because we've decluttered our homes without changing our spending habits. So if you're spending and continuing to spend like you did before you decluttered your home, when you got it in the mess in the first place, then it's going to go right back where it was. And I know this because I've been there. I've done that. It's extremely frustrating realizing that you go through all of the effort and all of the work only to fill your home back up again. So when we budget our money, we're telling our money what to do. We're telling it where to go and how we want it to be spent. So we can tell our money to go for a vacation. We can tell our money to go into our emergency fund. We can tell our money to pay off our debt. We can tell our money to be spent at Target or on Amazon or on Etsy or on any of the other ads that we see bombarding us 24/7. And if we're constantly throwing our money into those little things, those $5 things, those $20 things, those $40 things, we don't feel like that's a lot of money, but that adds up really fast. And then we can't put that money into this bucket over here of the things that we really truly want. And not only does it fill up and reduce our budget of how much we can't spend on other things that we really wanted, it's also stuff that is just cluttering up our homes. So not only are we messing up our budgets, we're also messing up our homes. I really think that this concept is not talked about enough. I think if you're in the realm of YouTube, if you're in the realm of Instagram, and you kind of listen to some people who talk about simple living and decluttering our homes, the idea of, we all know how to declutter our homes. We've got all of the information we could possibly get, right? I mean, we can really hammer down and declutter our homes if we want to. All of that is free and available to us. But the idea of decluttering our homes and getting on a budget at the same time is not talked about, you guys. It's not something that people want to talk about. I think it's really easy for people to say, you're either in the budgeting sphere and tell people oh, well, this is my thing, or you're in the simple living, decluttering, minimalism sphere and you're like, oh, I can tell people what to do with this stuff. But connecting the two is where all the magic happens. It's literally where you get your home under control, you get your finances under control, and all of a sudden things start to flow in both areas so quickly. You will see changes so much quicker when you start to declutter your home and start to budget your money at the same time. And so I'm going to talk more about consumerism and just the whole realm of contentment and living below our means, not within our means, but below our means. some more in the future for sure. But today I just want to talk to you guys about some ways that we can kind of get off that like hamster wheel of consumerism, feeling like we just constantly need more and more and more. And some things that have really helped me over the years, because I've been there and I've done that. I have felt the pressure to buy, and I have spent money on things that I don't really love or need. I think we all have. I think we can all have that feeling down in us where we have that kind of like that buyer's remorse, that guilt of buying something that we didn't really need to buy. And so I just want to share with you guys some tips that I have found to be super helpful for me, and I hope that you guys find them helpful for you too. My first tip is not going to be a shocker. Get on a budget. If you're not living life on a budget, then you need to start. And it can be overwhelming, but I promise it doesn't have to be. I promise you can take it, one paycheck at a time. And that is actually how I prefer to budget. It's how I teach others how to budget. And I actually have a budget binder. If you're more of a pencil paper type of budget person, that would probably be great for you. I personally have really switched over to being more digital with our budget. And so I have a digital budgeting template that you guys can grab. I will leave the links for that down below. And it's really just a budget by paycheck method, and it allows you to set money aside to spend, because that's what a budget is. It does give you permission to spend on the things that you need to spend on, and then even on some of your wants, but not all of your wants. And so getting on a budget will give you that freedom of knowing where your money's going, and also giving you limits of how much you can spend on all the fun extras, and so that you're not going over budget and cluttering up your homes. Another principle that I do try to follow is kind of the one in, one out rule. And this can be a little tricky depending on what you're talking about. I think it really is easy to do with our clothing. If we bring in a new sweater, then an old sweater has to leave. If we bring in a new pair of jeans, then a new pair of jeans has to leave. I think it can get a little bit more tricky when we're talking about maybe something like kitchen gadgets, right? There's always new gadgets coming out. There's always new, Instant Pots and air fryers and new things that we might want to try. And that's not a bad thing. But I think that my next tip kind of goes along with how you can implement into that area, and that is to set limits. So whether that is setting limits with your hangers, for me, I just keep a certain number of hangers. When my hangers are full, then I know that I have to get rid of some clothes before I can add some new things to my closet. Same goes with, like I said, the kitchen gadgets. Set a cabinet aside, or maybe it's a closet, maybe it's a shelf in your closet and a pantry aside, and this is where my, frivolous or, non-necessary kitchen gadgets go. Like, can we get by without an air fryer? Yeah, most people got by without air fryers for thousands of years. It's not a necessity to cook for our families. Is it a nice convenience? Absolutely. So do I think that it's bad to have an air fryer? No, I have an air fryer. But I have literally given myself limitations on what I can keep, and just having that limit of knowing, okay, this is the space that I have for these things. If I run out of space in this area, then I'm going to have to let something go because it's just too much, is really freeing. My next tip might hit a little bit of a nerve with some people, and that is to stop shopping for leisure. Stop window shopping. Stop going in stores when you don't need anything, because 9 times out of 10, we walk into Target. If we are just there to browse, we're probably going to walk out with something. Have you guys seen those memes that say like, I don't have a list for Target. Target tells me what I need, right? And it's kind of true, because we will walk around Target and things just kind of fly into our carts naturally. And that doesn't need to happen, because we're just filling our homes and cluttering up our spaces and really diminishing our bank accounts doing that. My 5th tip is to avoid triggers. So now we all have different triggers. Your trigger might be going through Starbucks, right? Your trigger might be the Target dollar spot. Your trigger might be the Amazon app on your phone. Whatever your trigger is, avoid those. So if you have an Amazon problem and you just kind of feel like you're constantly like hitting buy now on everything, take the Amazon app off your phone. Make it harder to have to go on there to buy something. I'm not saying we can't shop on Amazon. I'm just saying make it more difficult for yourself. If it means that you don't save any of your credit card information into Amazon, don't save that. Remove all of that. And so then every time you have to go buy something on Amazon, it's going to make you put forth more effort to do that, and you're going to be less likely to spend frivolously. If Target is your trigger, avoid going into Target unless you absolutely have to. Don't go in there and just browse the aisles. Avoid those triggers, and you will find that you're bringing less stuff into your home and keeping more money in your bank account. I think one of the really good things to come out of the past 2 years, I'm not going to say any, keywords here, but the last 2 years that have been more challenging for a lot of us, has been grocery pickup, actually. My Walmart started grocery pickup right around the time of everything, closing down. And then Target started grocery pickup. And I know that many, many places have different pickup options. My Sam's Club now has it, which I actually really like, because Sam's Club can be a trigger for me. I can walk in there and see the pretty things in the middle of the store and want to grab them. But avoiding the store and utilizing grocery pickup can really help you to hone in on your actual needs and less of your wants. So when you're doing grocery pickup, you're not, grabbing 3 or 4 extra things in the store. You're not going down the clothing aisle and adding things into your shopping cart at Target when you're really there for fruits and vegetables. And so I really love that those are options for us. I think we have to be careful not to overuse them, because I think especially with Target, that I know my Target, I don't know if this is every Target, doesn't have a limit on what you have to buy. So I can buy one $3 item if I need it. And that's awesome, because then I can avoid the store and get that $3 item. But we can also spend a little too much doing that as well. So we have to be careful. But I really think that grocery pickup can be a really good way for us to avoid shopping in the stores and avoid that kind of window shopping, browsing mentality, and really hone in on what we need and only buy what we need. My 7th tip is to do a 30-day spending challenge consecutively with a 30-day decluttering challenge. So what I mean is, for 30 days, don't spend money on anything that's not a 100% necessity. So unless it's necessary food that you need to survive, gas for your car, and any other, just regular monthly bills that have to be paid, don't spend money for those 30 days. Don't go out shopping to Target. Don't hit buy now on Amazon. Don't buy anything unless it's a 100% necessity. And have an accountability partner to kind of help you keep accountable. Maybe it's your spouse, maybe it's a friend, but really keep yourself accountable for not spending money during that 30 days. And during that same time, take that 15 or 20 minutes a day that you're not going to Target and you're not running to the store and you're not browsing Amazon or Instagram or Facebook for all of the pretty things that you think you need, and put that 15 or 20 minutes a day into decluttering a space in your home. One cabinet, one drawer, one shelf in your closet, one basket under your bed, whatever it is. Spend 15 or 20 minutes a day, set the timer, and see how much you can get rid of. So what that's doing is you've halted bringing stuff into your home, but you're pushing out a bunch of stuff. So you're going to make a lot of progress in a really short amount of time. And now I am a Christian, so I come at this from a very Christian biblical perspective, but I think we just got to find contentment in what we already have. And I think a lot of us are struggling in that area way more than we really would like to admit, myself included. Finding contentment in what we already have and the blessings that are already, have already been bestowed upon us can be difficult when our society is constantly saying more is better, bigger is better, and we really have to work on our contentment. And so I'm going to read from the Bible. This is from 1 Timothy chapter 6, and it says, "But godliness with contentment is great gain. For we brought nothing into the world, and we can take nothing out of the world. But if we have food and clothing, with these we will be content." And so I think sometimes we look at things that we feel like our needs that are really wants, and we kind of can blur the lines between those needs and wants. And I think we just really need to get back to the basics and get back to just the simplicity of living life well below our means and not feeling like this constant pull for more, more, and more. And if we continue to chase after our contentment through stuff, through things, through purchasing items and our possessions, we're never, ever, ever going to find happiness and joy, because our joy can only be found in the Lord. I hope that you guys found some helpful tips here today and can maybe get onto like a budgeting and decluttering path and really make big strides. If you guys have any questions, please leave them below. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more videos just like this in the future. I will see you guys next time.